statistics is making sure you know how to read a graph, find the median, find mean. That's statistics. All right. So I'm going to put my name on this one, the packet. We should be going pretty quickly on this, period 1. It's pretty easy. Just the box and whisker plot might take us a minute, but today should be super easy. All right, so page 2, dot plot. Basically, you have to know how to use a dot plot. The students in one social studies class were asked how many brothers and sisters, siblings, they each have. The dot plot here shows the results. So each dot represents a particular student. So 3 students had 0 siblings. How many had 6 siblings? 1. How many students have 6 siblings? So 1 student. Right? Because it has 1 dot. Each dot represents a kid. How many of the students have no siblings?
3.
How many of the students have 3 or more siblings? 3 or more.
10. 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pretty easy? Like I said, today's is way easier than last week. All right, next one. The resting pulse rate were recorded for 16 boys in gym class before they exercise. The line plot here shows the results. This is a line plot? Interesting. What is the range? Okay, range of the pulse rates. Does anybody remember what is range? What is range? Not the answer, but what is range? Yes?
Big minus small.
Yep. Big minus small. So you might want to record that. So range is big minus small. So what's the biggest number? 85. What's the smallest number?
79.
So what is the difference between those two?
6.
So the range would be 6. That's our range. So the hardest part of this question is, well, do you remember what the word range means? That's the tough part. Okay. How many boys had a pulse rate over 81? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does 81 count? No. How many boys had a pulse rate of 83?
4.
Pretty easy? All right. Oh, D goes with the previous graph. How many boys had a pulse rate of at most 82? At most. At most 82. Which one's that at most? Is that above 82 or below 82? Below. So at most is below 82. You're at most, everyone in this classroom is at most 14 years old. No one's above 14, right? Unless you failed. Twice. Or once. So at most 82. Yes.
But you're older than 14.
Some days.
So how many times do you fail? Oh wait, you didn't fail.
Wow. I look at your math scores. I failed quite a few times. How many kids were in the red? Oh, it's fine. I'm over it. I'm totally over it. It's fine. It's not traumatizing. No, not at all. All right. The height of 20 basketball players in inches are given below. Make a dot plot using the number line below. All right. So 68. What am I going to put? I'm going to put a dot or an X. You see how they use dots here and they use X's here? It's the same thing. So 68. I'm going to put an X. 70. 70. All right. So basically, I'm going to cross them out so I don't mess up. 70, 70, 71. So You're just plotting away. Plotting away. Isn't this the most easiest thing I've taught you?
Mhm.
Okay. We good? Did we plot them? Okay, now what is the speed range of the data? So range, again, is big minus small. So take a moment, figure out what's the biggest number and what's the smallest number, and subtract. What is it?
16.
What is the mode? Oh, mode. What does mode mean? Yep. Number that repeats the most. So mode, most. I like to think about it as they both start with M-O, M-O. So what is the most? What is the mode? Which one repeats the most? 75. How many players are greater than 70 inches? 70 inches. Greater. Greater than. 16. All right, I'm going to ask you a question that's not on here. What is the median? How would you find the median? What does median mean?
76.
The middle number, right? So you can do it with your fingers, like cross them out like this.
76. The middle.
No. What's the median? Which one is the one in the middle? So we can cross them out. This dot is this dot. This dot is this one. Big or small. Small, big, small, big, small, big, right? Small, big, small, big, small, big. What's in the middle? 75. Two 75s. Well, 75. You don't cross them out by like the numbers like this, the bottom numbers. You cross them out by the x's, because each x represents the number, right? It would be, the long way would be 68, 70, 70, 70, 71, like 68, 70, 70, 70, 71, right? Dot, 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 dot. 84, 83, 82. You're used to doing it like this, right? But when you have a table, you could just do where I cover up this x matches with this x. This x with this x. This x with this x. This x, okay? Median is the middle number. So here I would have at the end these two in the middle. Oh, that's 75 and 75. What's in the middle of 75 and 75? 75. Okay? We're okay with that? Okay. What else? Let me see. I can't really ask you for mean. Median, mode, range. Mean, median, mode. That's it. Range. All right. That's one of the questions they'll ask you. Any of these questions. All right. Let's do it. One more page. The ages of 22 students in a karate class are given below. Make a line plot using the numbers below. So is a line plot with X's and a dot plot with dots?
Same thing.
Same thing, right? Yeah. 11, 5, 9. what's the range of the data? So my biggest one is 13, my smaller one is 5. So what's 13 minus 5? 8. Before we move on, here's a mistake kids do with the range. Let's pretend my line graph, my line plot, had a 4 here, but there's no x's, right? So like the number line like extended. Do I count that as my smallest number? No. So they'll do that. There's no x here. They'll do that to confuse you. But like, oh, so it's 9 because look, my graph starts at 4 and it ends at 13. It does, but it's like, where does your first x? Oh, my first x is on 5, so the 4 doesn't count, okay? That's how they mess you up on the range. They'll throw in this number, or they'll throw in a number at the back, maybe 14, 15. We're not using 14 or 15, so you don't include it in your range. That's how they'll make it harder. Okay, what's the mode? Which one repeats the most? Yep, 11. How many students are at least 10 years old?
11.
Are you guys at least 10 years old? Yeah, everyone in here is at least. So at least is the one that's bigger. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, I'm going to ask you for the median. What is the median equal to? Remember, median is the one in the middle. So you can either cross out your x's or use your fingers. Find the one in the middle. You can either cross them out or use your fingers to cover them up. Which one's in the middle? Ooh. Yeah. So if I cross them out, ooh, I have 9 and 10 in the middle, right? This x is on 9, this x is on 10. So what's in the middle of 9 and 10? 9.5. So the medium is 9.5. So the middle age, it would be 9.5. Any questions on that? Easy enough? All right, cool. So that's line and dot plots. What do I want to do with you guys? Let's go. Box and whisker plot's going to take, I already introduced it to you, and I don't know. Remember when we drew our left hand? That was fun times, huh? You guys all understood that, right? Yeah, totally, right? So I'm gonna skip over to another easy graph, and believe it or not, this is seventh grade math. It's an easier 7th grade math. Let's jump over to page 10. I'll show you another easy one. Page 10. It's hard to see the page number 10, but you can see page 11. So maybe find page 11 and then maybe the opposite, or page 9 and then the back. Page 10. Page 10. Super easy today. Good way to start a Monday. Okay, these are called stem and leaf plots. Like a stem and leaf on a plant. Stem and leaf. Make a stem and leaf plot for the given data. So statistics is all about numbers and data, collecting data. Okay, I went to the staff lounge and I asked all the teachers their ages, and this is what they gave me. These are all the ages of teachers here at McFadden.
Armstrong is 19 years old.
Now, oh, then I don't have Armstrong. Oh yeah, he is right there. You let him know.
Who's 49?
I don't know. Just made that up. Okay, so a stem and leaf. The stem is the number in the tens place, and the leaf is a number in the ones place. So our first number is 26, right? What's the number in the tens place? 2, 20. What's the number in the ones place? 6. So this represents 26. Okay? What's the next number? 37. What's the number in the tens? So we're going to start a new line. 3. What's the number in the ones? 7. 48. What's the number in the tens? 4. What's the number in the ones? 8. Okay, hold on. Write this down and then stop. Now, the 33. What's the number in the tens? 3. Don't we already have a number in the tens that's a 3? Yeah. So then this 3, which is the ones, will actually go on the same line because you already started the line with the 3 and the tens. So this 33 is written in the 3 line, and we just write the ones. So this is 33. 49. I already have a line with the 4, right? So all I have to do is write the 9. 26. Oh, that goes here. 19. Do I have a ones in the ones place or in the stem? Nope. So I'm going to create 1 and then the 9. 26 again. So I write another 6 here. And then 48. It's kind of weird plot, a weird graph. So if I were to highlight this number, what number did I highlight? 49. Okay? I didn't just highlight a 9, I highlighted a 49. Does that make sense? It's really weird. Do you have a question or are you stretching? What's up?
On the bottom it says P.
Yeah, so what would this number be?
37.
This number would be 37. Okay, I'm going to ask you, what's the mode? What's the number that repeats the most? 26. If they were in order, I could ask you the median, but for these, they probably just ask you for the mode. It's just a way to not write them all in a list, just to kind of like condense it down. All right, try out number 2. Try out the stem and leaf plot for number 2. Number 2. And then tell me, what's the mode? Which number repeats the most? Which number repeats the most?
54.
Yep, so there's 2. 54 and 65. They both repeat twice. Of all the questions that you might get for this one, it's probably the mode. Oh, they'll make a hard one. They'll be like, 1 and 2. What's the difference in mode? Then they'll have you compare modes. All right. Are we okay? Number 3. Let's look at number 3. Now this one's hundreds, right? So this one, let's see if you can figure it out. This one's 552. This one's 547. 552 get broken down as 552. 547 gets broken down as 547. Do you see it? Mm-hmm. So you're putting the hundreds and the tens in the stem, and then the leaf is just the 1.
So leaf is always 1?
Yeah. Oh, I wonder, do they have a double leaf? There's such a thing as a double leaf plot.
Yeah, what if you were doing like in the millions?
It wouldn't be very useful. I would probably use a dot plot then. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, when would I be using this in the real world? 5, 7.
There's really not much of a purpose to it.
It's just a way to organize your data. 5, 6, 5. Because look, it's just, it's not that bad. Is there a mode? Yes, there is a mode. What's the mode? 552. All right. We're okay. There's such a thing as a double leaf plot, but it's not in this packet. Oh well. Yeah. Well, I think the same thing as the dot plot, right? Pretty easy. They do make them harder by like comparing two datas. We'll see if we do that tomorrow. All right, let's do page 11. Page 11. A school conducted a medical camp for students. The data of the weight in pounds of students in grade 4. No. Yeah? 6? No. It's 4, right? Are listed. If it's before, you subtract. If it's after, it's addition. Whoever invented Roman numerals, I don't get it.
Why you gotta put it?
I know. Why gotta be all extra? It's just 4 kids, 4th grade. Like, why we gotta be all Roman numerals? There used to be a standard about kids knowing the Roman numerals, but I think it was elementary school. Did you guys ever get tested on Roman numerals? No?
My little brother.
Yeah? It's just, what's the point? Okay, so here's your stem and leaf, right? So they already did it for you. How many students weighed between 50 and 60 pounds?
5.
Mm-hmm. Between 50 and 60 pounds, that would just be this group, right? Because this is 62, and that's too big. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 students. Take a moment to like figure out, how did I get 5? Read the question again. Be like, okay. Sometimes we don't understand the question completely, or like, I don't know. And then go back to it and you're like, okay. What is the minimum weight among them?
40.
Minimum is the smallest number. So 40 pounds. How many students attended the camp? Oh, great question. How many students attended the camp?
15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 students. Can I ask you, what's the mode?
Yeah.
What's the mode? 59. What's the median? I think the questions that I ask you are super important. Huh? The median is the middle number. So I would cross out the 0 and the 8, the 2 and the 5, the 5 and the 3, the 6 and the 2. Continue. The 7 and the 9, the 9 and the 9, the 1 and the 8. But it's not 5. It's 55.
55.
Yeah, because look, this is the number that's in the middle, right? But is this really just 5? No, you got to look at the stem. Oh, it's 55. We okay? All right. Can you guys start number 2? Average temperature of Mexico recorded in the last 12 days are given. What is the minimum temperature? So what's the minimum temperature?
51.
What is the most repeated number in North Wales? North Wales? I don't think there's a North Wales in Mexico. Last time I checked, there's not a North Wales. I think that's England.
Do you want me to search it up?
No, I'm pretty confident in myself. So what is the most repeated temperature?
71.
So that's another way of asking you for the mode, right? Repeated, that would be the mode. How many days recorded less than 70 degrees?
7.
7 days. Okay, so I want to ask, well, they already asked you for mode. Okay, I need you to practice median. A lot of you didn't get it right the first time on the other one, so let's practice median. Middle number. So go ahead and cross them out. Try to cross them out. You're only going to know if you know how to do this if you actually literally do it right now. So find the median. Cross them out. Go.
7 and 8.
But is it really 7 and 8? Let's see. Front, back, front, back. So it is 66 and 69, right? So what's in the middle of 68 and 69?
67, 68.
Well, I'm going to add them. I don't know. Let's see. 69 plus 66. 15, carry the 1, 12, 13. 135 divided by 2, that's 6. 12, 1. Why did I mess up? I feel like I messed up. No, I didn't. 7, 14, 1, 0. 67.5. Good. Very good. Because you have two numbers in the middle, right? 66, 69. So 67.5 is right in the middle. Cool. We're okay? It's interesting. It's data. You may or may not get these.
Oh, we almost completed the whole thing in one day.
All right, let's do page 12. The boxing whisker plot I'm going to need a couple more days. All right. The shoe sizes of batches of European tourists visiting the capital are given below. Make a stem and leaf plot for the given data and answer the questions below. All right. 25. I'm gonna leave a space for the 3 and go to 47. So they're somewhat in order. 39, 45. Which shoe size is worn most? That would be the mode.
46.
It's harder to tell because they're all out of order, right? It's easier to tell when they already put them in order, you know, but this one, they're kind of out of order, so just go slow, but it is 46. Right? I have it 3 times. What is the maximum shoe size?
39. I know, 47.
47.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
you tried to trick me. 39.
How many tourists were shoe size below 40?
9.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So below 40, that would be everyone over here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What's one way that kids mess this up is they count the 2 and the 3. So they'll be like, oh, it's 11 because 9, 10, 11. It's like, no. This 2 and this 3 are part of these numbers, so don't count them. What is the minimum size? 24, very good. So minimum is the smallest, right? Maximum is the biggest, which is vocabulary word that we do need to know for the box and whisker plot. How many European tourists visited the capital?
What? 15.
15? That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. Can I ask you for the median? No. Why? Because they're out of order, right? I seriously doubt you put them in order. So median would not be a good question to ask you for this because all of these are out of order, right? And that would just be torture. Well, let's do it then because it's torture.
No.
Oh, come on. Oh, you're no fun. Oh, you're no fun.
No.
All right. Pretty cool? All right. I'm not going to start you on the box and whisker plot. I want to start like with the whole period. It's a whole period activity. So, yes?
I didn't get the last question.
How many European tourists visited the capital?
I don't get it.
Okay, you need to read right here, this part right here. Yeah? So you need to understand, well, what are these numbers representing? Oh, it tells me in the directions or the little story. Yes?
On number 2 is a word about maximum. Does that say biggest?
Yes. So it's like the biggest, maximum is another word for biggest with my beautiful writing. Beautiful. When I write like that, I feel like I should have been a doctor. Because have you ever seen doctors write?
Yeah.
It's like scribble. It's like, I should have been a doctor. Yes.
What is up with these shoe sizes, though?
Oh, they're European shoe sizes.
Oh yeah, I'm a 47 in men.
Well, if you look at your like shoe tongue, you sometimes get like the different numbers.
Oh, I'm 38.
So in the good old United States of America, you do like 5 through 8 or 5 through 12, 13, you know, depending. But when you go to Europe, I think everywhere else except the United States, they're like in the 30s and the 40s, things like that. And you can see it on your shoe tongue. Yeah. Because we're special. That's why we use.
Yesterday, I ripped the entire tongue off.
Oh, that's fine. It's fantastic. All right. Since we have a couple more minutes, what I want to do is I want to go back and review.
No.
Yes. It's for your own good.
Review what?
Let's review. What do I want to review with you? Let's review.
I did fractions.
Yeah. Let's review fractions.
Yeah.
And the reason we're doing this, and everyone's doing this, is because it may or may not appear on your state test, and we haven't done it in forever, and I don't even think I did division, so, you know, here we are. Here it is. So everyone has their notebook. If this is easy, cool. It's a super easy Monday for you. If it's like, oh, I forgot about that, cool. All right. Let's say we have 2/3 plus 1/4. And we're adding. So what's the first thing in fractions when it comes to adding that I have to do? Common denominator. No, it is not 7. Okay? We can't just go 3 plus 4. It is 12. Good. So it's in there somewhere, right? You guys know it. So we set it equal to 12. Why it's a 12? Because if I do the multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, and I do the multiples of 4, 4, 8, 12, they both hit 12. That's why we use it. Then, is this top number 2? No. It is 8, right? Yep. And then this is 3, 3, so 11 over 12. Can I do anything with that? Simplify it? Nope. What if I take the same two numbers and I subtract them? Right? Can I use the same work? Yes. So our common denominator is still 12. And this becomes an 8. And this is still 12. And this is a 3. So then I subtract. What's 8 minus 3? 5 over 12. So here are two examples of adding and subtracting. Okay? What's the first thing we have to do is find common denominators. If the bottom numbers change, then that means that the top numbers have to change. Okay? Now let's multiply these two numbers. These two fractions. 2/3 times 1/4. What do I do? Yeah. When it comes to multiplication, guess what? It's the easiest thing. Because all I have to do is multiply straight across. There's no common denominator. Multiplying is the easiest. 3 times 2. 2 times 1. 2. 3 times 4. 12, which is equal to 1/6. Because you guys always got to try to simplify. Simplifying is like, what can I divide the top and the bottom by? And then it's 1/6. Okay? So, do we remember how to multiply fractions? Here it is. It's easiest. All right, now let's divide them. 2/3 divided by 1/4. Does anybody know what to do? Yes. Yes.
You have to flip 1/4.
Yes. And?
Change the division to multiplication.
Yep. Here's what I like to say. Keep, change, flip. KCF. Not KFC. KCF. Keep. The biscuits are so good. Anyways, focus.
We could just switch the letters. Keep, flip, change.
Yeah, but so you keep the first fraction. The first fraction stays exactly the same, 2/3. You change division to multiplication. And then you flip the second fraction. So it is 4 over 1. It's called the reciprocal.
Yeah.
Okay? But we just call it flip. Now that we're in multiplication, we do the exact same thing we did up here, which is really easy.
8 over 3.
8 over 3, which is equal to 2 2/3. 7th grade is the last year you actually turn them into mixed numbers. In algebra, they like you to keep it as an improper fraction. I think this maybe next year, but these are your last few years where you change it to a mixed number. Your math teachers will start asking you to just leave it like this, to simplify it, but to leave it as an improper. Okay? Were you okay with our little review? Yeah? It's, it's fun times, right? Let's do, I'm going to give you another set, and I want you to add, subtract, multiply, and divide this one set of fraction. Make it good, Miss Amelia, make it good. 5, 6 plus 1/8. 5, 6 plus 1/8. So add it, subtract it, multiply, divide it. While I hole punch your homework. Every homework problem I'm giving you is a great review for your state test. So try your best on your homework. Anything you don't remember, look back at your notes, watch some YouTube videos, Google search. If you don't want to look at mine, that's cool. Oh, you got some surface area problems today. What's our common denominator? 24. Miss Amelia, I used 48. Is that okay? Yes. You just get to end up simplifying way more than I do. Short, so try your best because there are not a lot of problems. If you really look at your homework, there's not a lot of problems to do. What's up? Not that I know of. Why? No, there's the only teacher that's absent is Miss Garcia today.